Hey there, my name is Vitaan, and you're about to watch a single segment run of Blues Brothers 2025's MAP23, Beetle in the Anthill. This map is in the Elite category on the Doomed Index. Welcome to my very first Elite demo on this channel. I will try to explain my strategies, how I did this map, how I do the fights. Maybe you can attempt this yourself someday. It's a very fun map, and it is surprisingly doable. So, this first fight, you get the rocket launcher. You really want to start by spamming rockets at the teleport pads over here. Then, after a few seconds, imps will teleport over there as well. If you do want to take a few of them down. I will be using the free cam quite a bit, by the way. I think it's very useful to show you what I'm doing. So you kind of want to swap back and forth between both that teleport pads and the imps over there. But at some point, imps will teleport in here behind you. You will see that happen in a bit. So now, and once that happens, you want to push forward back to the other side. And the goal of this fight is to create as much space as possible. So try to kill as many imps as you can. Revenants are fine too, but imps take up the most space. Then, at some point, this wall will open up and you will have to run away. But because I'm very much on track to kill a lot of stuff, I can kind of just kill this closet directly. This almost never happens. In 90% of my attempts, I cannot do it like this. But this time I can. I think I'm just getting a lot better at this fight. This is one of the harder fights of the map, actually. And then, after a while, the other side opens up with, again, imps and revenants. But yeah, I'm having a good time right now. Except for that face rocket, but let's ignore that. But yeah, normally, I would say my success rate is like 60-70%, but it's the first fight, so it's okay. I would rate it like, difficulty-wise, as I think like a 7 out of 10. It is quite difficult. You do have to practice it quite a bit. So, now we get to the second fight. I grab the supercharge right here. I grab this mega armor. And then, I swap to the plasma. And you can see, if I'm in free cam, you can see which weapon I'm swapping to. With the plasma, I run circles around this fence here to take down these very weak enemies who basically die in one hit. Then after a few rotations, I swap to the rocket launcher to take down these plasma thingies here. They need to all die. And when they are dead, I move back here. I shoot a lot of rockets. And then I move back to this side. Grab the mega armor. I go up to get rid of the projectiles, and then I BFG these revenants here. And that will take care of most of them. Oh yeah, I almost died. This demo is very messy in a lot of ways, but really, as long as you don't die, does it really matter? It doesn't. I kind of had a feeling, I mean, the first fight went well, but there are a few very silly mistakes in here, which kind of made me think, this could be the run, actually. Okay, now we just start taking down these Hell Knights, which takes a while, and at some point you might run out of rockets or out of space, and you may have to jump. There's a medkit in here. Now, what I like to do is, at some point, let's see, can I move up? Yes, I can. I BFG once more, and then I jump here, and I jump past them. And if you're wondering why I am using NuggedDoom instead of DSDA, it's because NuggedDoom allows you to move up and down during the free cam, and DSDA does not. The only... I get stuck there. I eat a rocket! Man, this run is pretty funny. The only downside of this NuggedDoom is a software... how do they say it? A software renderer. So that does mean if I am using free cam like this, and I go up and I look down, like it warps, which I will try to not do. But yeah, there's no open gel, so there's no way to get around that. Still, I think this is worth it. I really want to be able to fly around like this, go up and down. Here I just plasma that cyber demon. And the only other thing I've noticed that if I leave the free cam here and I move back to first person view, like this, and then I go back to the free cam, it will still be in this old location, which is not ideal. So I have to press space to go back to my position. So if you see me jump around a bit, that's why. I've never used Nugadoom before, so bear with me. Here there's 4 Archies, really no issue. I think I might even get hit. I think a lot of things go wrong in this demo, it's funny. Or maybe this is fine. Oh no, it's fine. Okay. Never mind. I'm just confusing attempts at this point. For your info, this took me about 80 attempts. And about 3 evenings, maybe a bit more. I started doing attempts on Tuesday last week. It is now also a Tuesday. So about a week, but I haven't tried every evening. I was gone for the weekend, for example. But I tried it on stream, it went pretty well. Then I tried it 2-3 more evenings. Here for the secret, it's very straightforward. I just spam rockets. And if you're lucky, the enemies will just die to splash damage. Like that Archie. There's the Super Archie here. Sorry, I forgot most of the names. And then you teleport away. And if you're wondering about this thing here, it doesn't count as a kill. So don't worry about it. You have to be at 516 kills at this point. I have to say, Nugadoom is cool. Nugadoom is cool. It still has the stats at least. So, in this fight, there are a lot of Barons that will advance towards you. I like just spamming rockets on one of the sides. So, I think again, I can show you kind of what happens. The Barons will slowly advance. I really like how it shows you what weapons I'm swapping to. And the whole goal of this fight is to BFG back and forth. And while you're doing this, the walls behind you will slowly move down. They're on a timer. So you really have to keep the wave under control. And the fight isn't that hard. Alright, by the way, the second fight, I think I would rate like a 2 or 3 out of 10. It seemed hard at first, but it wasn't that bad in the end. Then this fight, I used to never die, but somehow lately I kind of did. You can see my armor is going down. Not much armor left. And you really want to make this movement where you go back and forth a bit. To make sure the enemies or the Barons don't advance towards you. Then at some point the Mega Armor becomes available, so I grab it. Keep going back and forth like this. It is a bit risky. Like you might get hit. Like I am now, for example. And you really have to keep attention. Or pay attention to your cell amount. I guess I say cell, but it's actually BFG. BFG ammo and cell are a separate thing in this WOD. Okay, then. You're gonna wait for this last one to come down. Like now. You run inside, grab the supercharge, grab the Mega Armor. Make sure you take down the 2 Plasma Stream enemies upstairs. Take down some more Barons and wait for the Cyber Demons to teleport in. Here they are. I was a bit slow here, so this is a bit risky. The only thing that can really kill you here is if a Baron is behind you and you cannot dodge the Cyber Demon rockets. That's pretty much the main risk. And then you may also die before you get to this part. Because the Barons, they close in on you and you just take too much damage. Hit the switch. Use the teleporter to get to the other side. There's a Cyber Demon there too. But taking him down really isn't that bad. Almost got hit there. And then all we're gonna do is just take down the remaining Barons. And yeah, as you can see, when I go back to the free camp, it is still in that position. But for now, that's fine. I really do like being able to show these other angles. Now it's just Baron cleanup. And we move on. I already hit one switch, then we hit this switch. And we continue. That fight, I think I would say it's like a 4 out of 10 difficulty wise. Not too bad. I can mess up though if I'm not focused. Then, this fight. I have never died to this fight. Difficulty to me, I would say 1 out of 10. But what's funny, in this run, I actually mess up horribly. I have never gotten hit this badly. Why is it during the successful attempt that you just mess up in all the ways? I get a supercharge. But really, you just fire rockets and you go back and forth. And you dodge the plasma streams. That's all there is to it. And again, luckily I've never died here. I would have been very upset if I did. the difficulty, it's very doable. If you're attempting this map and you think you have a real shot at it, this fight should never give you any issues. Then go for the Archies. Just make sure all of the enemies that fire plasma are dead. I probably should have looked up their names. I keep forgetting. But there's no wiki, or there wasn't a wiki article a few weeks ago. Maybe there is now. So I don't really know their names. But that's okay. I'm just gonna call them how I usually call them, and you get what I mean. Here we get some platforming. This can be a bit awkward, especially when recording a demo with short ticks, but it's not too bad. Sometimes a lastic collision just knocks you off the wall, but you don't die, you just take a bit of damage. Go over here, have your axe ready, and smack the tentacle. I'm gonna move back to free cam, which is still here, but if I press space, it brings me back. Oh, it shows the invul timer. Right, that's a thing in Nugget. I did enable that. Very interesting. I doubt you can do that during an actual demo, but I can show you here. I think it's very useful. So with the invul, you want to take down all these Archies. Also that Cyber Demon, and ideally also these two Cyber Demons here. You probably won't have enough time for it. Oh, I barely have enough time. It depends on if you get juggled by the Archies or not. But yeah, this fight is basically free because of the secret invulnerability. And I don't think you can really use it somewhere else. I don't think you really want to use it somewhere else. Doing this fight normally, it's doable. But yeah, there are a lot of Archies, quite a few Cybers too, so it's quite scary. Okay, hit all the switches, grab this Mega here. There's another Mega, so really don't feel bad about just grabbing one. You really need to be at 200 or close to it for the next fight. Jump down. Oh my god, I missed this jump. That is so funny. I've never had that happen. Funnily enough, I think I'm a bit unfocused. I've done, as I said, like 80 attempts. Some of them get quite far, like 15 to 30 minutes or even more into the map. And I just kind of start autopiloting, which is not always good. But it is kind of good to stay, well, not to stay focused, but just to, I don't know, not lose your mental. I was getting to a point where I was like, I've tried this quite a few times already. I keep dying to mostly the same fights. And I was at a point where if I don't get this within the next 2 evenings, I want to play something else, a different map. Okay, then we get to this platforming section, which is quite annoying. I think I fail first time. Yep, I do. Again, it's just damaging floor. It's not too bad. And there's now this lift here, which is a checkpoint, pretty much. So it's okay. But still, I really didn't want this to happen during the successful attempt. It just looks so dumb. Then, if I do this, yeah, you can see the jump can be a bit awkward. Oh my god, I fall again. Yeah, what you have to do is you jump. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I'll show you in a bit. I think the third time is the charm. I've actually had one demo where I just fell so often, I just restarted. Because I was like, I'm too embarrassed to do this. Like, if this is the successful run. So, this jump here is a bit finicky. Yeah, now I get it. And then you have to jump over here, which is fine. And that's pretty much the only hard part. But again, it's not very punishing if you die. Hope you're okay with me swapping between free cam and not. I know it's a bit awkward sometimes because of the controls, but I do think it adds a lot. Okay, next fight, which is one of the deadlier ones, or one of the deadliest ones, I think. It's one where I died quite a few times during stream, and just overall I died quite often. What you want to do is hit the switch, and then rush the Archies. That is what worked best for me. I swapped strategies quite a few times, because I do sometimes end up dying here. You also need to keep moving, because there are the enemies that fire plasma bolts. Grab this Mega if needed. And now, we just wait over here. We just wait. And we wait. And the thing is, there will be quite a few Hell Nobles that teleport in here. And there will also be 4 Archies that teleport in the back. I used to rush them. I don't really do that anymore. I just stay back here. I walk back and forth, as you can see. Keep dodging the rockets. Here are those Archies. At some point, you'll be able to have a clear shot at them. Then I grab the second Mega. About now. Okay, nice. And more Cyberdeans will teleport in. Right now. So now, you really want to stay back here. Really just stay over here. And these Cyberdemons will also lower at some point. I grab the third Mega, just so I can survive a rocket to the face. Hide in the back. And I just wait over here as much as possible. Just to lure the Cyberdemons to this side. Luckily there's a lot of infighting. And now I start taking them down myself. Because there are a lot of cells over here. I just don't want there to be like 5 Cyberdemons in this area where the white key is. So, keep spamming. And here you gotta be careful. I have died here just because I ate a rocket. Which is very dumb. At this point you should have won the fight. But yeah, it is mainly rushing the Archies at the start of the fight. That tends to kill me. I did have an alternate strat, but I'm not sure if it's much better. I think this fight would be like a 7 out of 10 difficulty wise. Compared to like the map as a whole. But also just in general. Then, there is this fight. This fight is a 1 out of 10 difficulty wise. I've never died here. What I do, I just sit in the corner. I do remember dying here a lot. And also to prevent you from going insane. Because I keep going left, right, left, right, left, right. To take down all these enemies here. And it doesn't look great. It's not great to watch. So what I do is I just stand here with the plasma. And I just spam until I'm out of ammo. This gives all these super archviles time to teleport in. That's kind of the whole fight. You need to delay. Now in my blind run, I died a lot. Because I just kept running around. I kept getting cornered. So I was really afraid of this fight initially. But yeah, you can just kind of hug the corner. And then when you're out of cells, you swap to the BFG. You spam a bunch. And most of these archviles will die to just your tracers. And then any of them that don't die, you just chase them down. So yeah, difficulty 1 out of 10 for this fight. Never died in any attempt. Keep going. Do make sure that you don't get surrounded. You can die in this fight, for sure. Now I go and get the supercharge, get the mega armor. Make sure you grab the plasma. You want cells for later. And then we get to this fight. This fight is interesting. Because what happens is there's a huge wall of barons. But in the meantime, as you're fighting these, Cyberdemons will teleport in. So, this is why I want to be able to fly, for example. Cyberdemon teleports in. You have to listen for his wake-up sounds. And then take him down ASAP. The danger of this fight is, if you eat a rocket and you get knocked off the edge, you die instant. This is all death pits. Then you instantly move back to the barons. And 2 more Cybers teleport in. Really gotta stay calm. Don't go for fancy 2 shots. Just spam the BG and dodge. Focus on dodging. They're dead. Now I grab one of the 3 megas. There is quite a lot of health and armor. And then there will be a third wave with another 2 Cyberdemons. But there really isn't that much space. So this is quite scary. Now luckily they're infighting. But difficulty wise, this fight is, I think, 3 or 4 out of 10. I'm very consistent at it. I think like 80-90% survival rate. But sometimes I just get hit by a rocket and I fall off the platform. Okay, we're not done yet. There are 3 cyber demons behind the Barons, and you have to deal with them too. So there are 3 megas. You really just want to make sure you spread them out, like when you grab them. If you're low on health and armor, you might want to grab one now, but I really want to leave this fight at 200-200. So I grab it now. Make sure you have 600 cells. And now we get to the part of the map that, in my opinion, is the scariest, because now you're like 20 minutes in. It's just quite a dangerous fight. And I do remember when I got there on stream the first time, I actually got it, that fight. But then I died to the fight afterwards, which was very silly. So, you drop down here. It's a big arena. You grab the red key. You want to pre-fire at the wall. Hit the switch and start taking down these 4 cybernemes and move slowly. Move slowly. Go between the megas. Then loop back around. And now 4 more cybernemes will teleport in, but they are behind you. You can see the rockets. They don't teleport in immediately. That's why you have some time to take down these 4 cybernemes. But now you gotta be careful. Okay, they're dead. Hide over here behind the wall. I still eat a rocket. Congrats me. Then push through the imps and the Hell Knights and take down these 4. This is a scary part. This is very risky doing it like this, but it works out. You are kind of on a timer. Yeah, this is where I do tend to die a lot. Now, Revenants will teleport in on both sides. So what you want to do is just go back and forth. Go back and forth. Grab a mega. There are 4 in total. Just go back and forth and spam BFG. You just want most of these to be gone, because the platforms will lower soon enough. And you don't want to be overwhelmed by Revenants, so just take them down now. Push through the Hell Knights. Go back one more time. Ooh, those rockets. Keep going, and now a hallway will open with Archfiles and some super Archies as well. You can see it lower about now. Yep, there we go. My timing is on point. Take down the Archies. I do take a lot of damage here, but it's fine. There's armor, there's a supercharge. Now we go to the other side and do the same thing. Right here. Same thing, there's a supercharge. And we have now effectively won the fight. But yeah, this is where a lot of quite a few of my runs would end. Which was just very demotivating, because it takes a while to get here. And I don't always get here, obviously. Sometimes I die earlier. Most often I would die earlier. But I made it, and this is where I kind of get somewhat nervous. Because now I know, ooh, this could be a real attempt. Real attempt as in, it has a chance of reaching the ends. Hope the frame rate is okay, by the way, because this is using the software renderer. It's a bit lower than OpenGL, but I think it looks fine. Yeah, hit that secret television. And then we go for the secret fight with a lot of Grylas, aka Spider Masterminds, in this WAD. And I really messed up in my stream. I actually died here quite a few times. It's embarrassing, but okay. Grab the key, pre-fire BFG, hit the switch, fire 2 shots at those Archies. Then, take down that one, fire 2 more shots, move backwards, grab cells, and kill these 3. This is a bit of bullet hell. Wait for this one to teleport in. Then, go back to the Archies, fire a few more shots. Now the thing is, those Archies... Ooh, this is risky. Grab the Mega. Those Archies will lower after a while, so you do need to make sure they are just gone. So that's why I want to take down most of them early. But these Masterminds, or their replacements, they can kill you very, very, very quickly. If you're standing in the wrong spots, you will most likely die. and it happened more than I would have liked. I don't know, this fight isn't that bad, but if it goes wrong, you just die so quickly and it's horrible. So difficulty-wise, I would say 4 or 5 out of 10. It's probably lower, but I just messed up so badly. Okay, and now there are really only about 4 fights left. You hit the switch, you get out of here, and now I'm getting nervous. Now I'm getting very nervous. Ooh, man. Yeah, I do hope that the performance during the final fight is going to be okay. The penultimate fight and the final fight, because it's so huge. I hope the software renderer can keep up. I guess in the worst case, I could swap to DSDA, but then I can't fly up and down anymore. Yeah, that's just what happens with the free cam in DSDA. It is stuck to the floor. You cannot move up freely. And during bigger fights, it's sad, because I want to show you like an overview of the fight sometimes. This, by the way, this one I do not count as a fight. It's just a mastermind. And 2 Achronos. Here you get the Gore Friends, which are very useful weapons. They take up the 4 slots. You also saw me get the Secret Invulnerability, which teleports into the penultimate fight, but I will not use it there. It really just isn't needed. The fight isn't that bad. Although I say that, but I did actually die to that fight twice when I got that far. I never died there during practice, but I died there twice during attempts. And I'll explain why that likely happens when we get there. It has to do with when you're doing attempts and you're nervous when you get far in. It's just different. Like, you play differently. Okay, for this section, you must use the plasma. You may have seen this on stream where I showcased this for a short bit. I got scammed here during one attempt where I shot a rocket at that mank that I just killed. The rocket flew past the mank, it hit the ceiling, it woke up all those Archies in front of you. And the run was over. They are not supposed to wake up this early. So just use the plasma here. Then I pre-fire. I really just spam BFG at these cyber demons. I think that's the best way to do it. You could also deal with the manks behind you, I guess, but just deal with the cybies. Now, those Archfrosts that you just saw, they have been freed, but because they're set to ambush, they do not wake up until they actually have vision of you. Doesn't matter that they hurt you, they need to actually see you. So we're just not gonna show ourselves. We're just gonna kill the manks, kill the cyber demons, and do the next fight. So I think that was like 2 out of 10. You can die to the rockets, of course. It's a bit scary, but it's okay. Here, what I do is I pre-fire, then I hit the switch, and I instantly take down what are basically Cyberusers in this WAD, or Annihilators. I get hit by the Archies quite badly. It scares me a bit. So I hit the switch to lower them. And the thing with this fight is there are 3 sets of switches on the walls. Well, 3 switches. And when you hit them, the Archies get lowered. But the switches have a cooldown. So you really have to rotate between the 3. Or just wait for quite a while. So I hit a switch, then I start BFGing. Hit the switch again. BFG some more. Just gotta have this rhythm to it. The fight is very doable. Really, you just want to rush those Cyberusers. I think Enforcers is what the name was? I don't know. I'm just gonna call them Cyberusers. Everyone knows what I mean then. Difficulty of this fight, 2 out of 10. I've never died here. It's not to say it's an easy fight. I don't think, well, okay, there are a few easy fights. But you can still mess up. Okay. Then at some point the green key lowers. And that is when you have reached the penultimate fight. Kind of. I guess there are 3 fights. There's 1 secret fight. And in that secret fight, I would die a ton in my blind run. You might know which one it is, but you'll see later. Oh yeah, there's also the Archies, but now we can just run. We can run and hide here, and we can just BFG the crap out of them. I think this is the best way to deal with them. The easiest way. Now, if you take some damage, hopefully you will have saved maybe a Mega Armor, maybe a Supercharge from the previous fight, which I know I have, so I go back for it. That way I definitely have 200. I think it's clear when I say 200, I'm referring to my health and armor, by the way, if that's not clear. There's the Infinite, by the way, but again, we will not use it. So, the penultimate fight, very big one. I keep the Gorefriends ready. I use them to take down this Cyberdemon, this Cyberdemon, this Cyberdemon, and this Cyberdemon. Why? Because I'm mostly scared of stray rockets. And they make short work of them, by the way. Oh yeah, here I also realized, ooh, I should have hit the two switches here, so I do it now, which, not very smart to do it now, but sure. The reason why I want these gates to be open is because it allows the Kakos and the Gorefiends to kind of come out earlier. Then, if you can kill any of those Super Archvals, definitely do so. And I'm very lucky I got one there. But yeah, all the cells are basically over here in this pathway. Most of them. There are some cell packs scattered around the place, like 100 of them here or there. There are megas hidden in corners. But the main thing that can kill you in this fight is running out of cells and not being able to make it through the horde. But you really want to go back and forth. Let me go back to free cam. You really want to go back and forth like this. Got another of those Archies. So these cell packs are like this cell pack here and the supercharge. I want to save it unless there's an emergency. So we go back here again. At this point I'm wondering, ooh, can I make it to the other side? Yes, I can. There's enough space here now. And we were able to save these cells here and the Mega previously. Just gonna follow myself. And then there's also a Mega here. I have died trying to get to this Mega before, because I actually ran out of cells and then I wasn't able to get the cells over here anymore. It is very risky. There's also a Mega over there. There's quite a few of them. But yes, why did I die here twice in my actual runs? It's because I panicked. I played too safe. And in this fight, you just want to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, push deep, grab cells, keep BFGing, play aggressive, look for, yep, those guys, for those Archvals, look for them, take them out where possible. Sometimes it's not doable because they're like too deep into the pack. In that case, just move on. There's another Archie, he's gone. But when I get this far into a run, I get scared. And you cannot be scared in a fight like this. If you play scared and you just don't take down enough enemies, you just get overwhelmed. And that's the thing. Like, you practice and you're like, huh, this fight is fine. And then you do an attempt and you get here, 30 minutes in, and it's not fine. Because you just don't play the same way. And it's very hard to replicate. I think if you've ever recorded demos and you've been nervous, you can... you know what I mean. There's things like you need to look at your cell count. Normally during practice runs, let's say I'm at 100 health and 100 armor. Would you grab a Mega Sphere? Probably not. If I'm at 100 health and 100 armor now, during this actual run or attempt, I would probably grab a Mega because I'm afraid of a random rocket or something. Or just messing up. So I grab a Mega, and then suddenly the entire flow of the fight is different. Because I spent 10 seconds grabbing that Mega instead of clearing enemies. And then suddenly enemies are in a different position. You start panicking like, wait, huh? Why are the Revenants so far in front of me? What's happening? This is not how during practice. Or this is not how it was during practice. Yeah. I think the only way to get around that is by just practicing more, like getting rid of nerfs. But luckily, during this attempt, the third time I got this far, it was fine. And I could tell, okay, I'm a lot calmer. I also didn't use this spot here where I'm running right now. I didn't use that one very well. Where there's a Mega, there's cells. Okay, so now I do have the time to grab a Mega. So now it's okay. Now it's completely fine. Okay, and I'm realizing, oh, this might make it to the final fight. Probably, if I don't mess up the secret fight. The invuln that we still have, I'm saving that for the secret fight, but it doesn't make it free. Because in the secret fight, you can fall down, and then you die instantly to a death pit. And that is kind of the most dangerous part of the fight, I would say. And yes, I am saving the invuln for that, because it does make it a lot easier. But I have actually failed during practice, even with that invuln. It's crazy. So yeah, I never got there during actual attempt, so I'm a bit scared, like, ooh, what if I mess that up? But okay, let's just focus, let's not panic. Let's not think of the worst outcome. You might actually make this run, so focus. But also, I don't want to say too much like, oh, this might be the run, because that makes it worse. Just play as you always do. just play. And do the strategies that you've always done. Okay, some archers I have to take down here. 2 on the other side as well. Hit the 2 switches. And then there are 2 more switches we have to press before we grab the invuln. Make sure you do that, because I had it happen during practice where I grabbed the invuln, but then these red bars, and I mean the ones over here, the red bars were still up, and then I accidentally grabbed the invuln. Luckily it was during practice, so it didn't matter. But you don't want it to happen, because then you will waste your invuln, and that would be horrible. No, you have to hit those 2 switches first. Now the bars will lower. And there's that fight for the last key of the map. So, grab the invuln. And don't fall down. What I do here is I spend all my BFG ammo killing the Barons. So you can get stuck. And the tentacles fire projectiles, and they actually have quite a bit of knockback. I almost fall because I get stuck at some point. I almost fall down. You have to keep moving. Keep moving, keep moving. I almost fall down there. Did you see that? I almost fell down that pit. I think I like ran over the corner. Ooh. Maybe it would have been easy to see in first person. But I think it was visible. I don't even go for the hidden SSG. It's not a secret. Who cares? But oh, my heart was pounding there. I thought I was gonna fall down and die. That would have been very upsetting. It's funny because I can accept dying to the final fight at least once. I kind of expected to die there maybe at least once. But dying to falling down like that, it's the most frustrating feeling. But okay, we are at the very end. We are gonna blow stuff up. Haha. Cinematic camera. Slightly laggy, but okay. I failed this jump. That's crazy. That is crazy. But luckily, there's a teleporter right here. And I'm like, wait, is that a teleporter? I know there's a death pit there. But luckily, there's a teleporter here. I've never had to use it. But it's there. I'm like, oh, the run is still alive. What have I done? Just calm down. Where am I? What is happening? Where do I go? I'm a bit confused. I go the wrong way. I don't know why I go this way. I'm just nervous. That's it. So I do a little tour of the place. Yeah. Bit weird to have this in your demo, but overall I think my time is still relatively fast. It's not bad, at least. So I'm okay with it. Just a few fails here and there with the platforming, and that's it. But now I'm like, oh yeah, I know where I am. Let's go back. And let's make our way to the final fight. Where I hope the performance is going to be okay. But again, being able to fly during free cam, I think that's worth the slight performance hit. Okay, now I actually make the jump. You just have to drop down a bit first. It's barely a jump. Get the last secret. That teleports in 2 invulns and rat suits. And now I know, okay, haven't done this fight in a while because I haven't really practiced this one much. The final fight isn't too bad. But what I do is I grab one of the invulns early. I also fire my Gore Fiends. They work best in an open area, so firing them around that place just works pretty well. I'm being called on my phone. Give me a sec. Hello. That was a phone call from the hospital. Nothing bad, just a checkup. So, okay, with the invuln, I kind of just fire some Gore Fiends. I fire a lot of BFG into the revs. I try to kind of stick to the back wall, so that way they don't push forward too much. Then we jump down, and we start dealing with the imps. I just want space to move back and forth. And that is kind of the entire fight. You move back and forth between the cell packs here and the cell packs on the other side. I also notice here that I don't have a rat suit anymore. I think I grabbed both of them by accident, but that's okay. You do want it because this floor here is all damaging. So as you go back and forth between these cell packs, you will take damage constantly. I go for Mega. Not sure exactly why, but I think that's kind of what I said earlier. It's the final fight. I'm scared. I'm like, oh, I just want to have as much health as possible. Which can be very dangerous. And you can also see now that those Megas are not accessible anymore, actually. So I think that's why I went for one early. Now, second phase starts. Cyber Demons come out. And you will also be able to see a lot of enemies come from the wall over here and the wall over there. But the same principle applies. You BFG through the imps, you BFG your way up. And this is where I save supercharge. Oh, I accidentally swapped weapons apparently. I saved the supercharge on the staircases in case something goes wrong. You really don't want to grab those early, because the Megas, again, they are not very accessible. Ooh, I take a lot of damage here, and I'm very scared that I'm gonna die. But I can grab this Mega Armor, and that saves me. That saves me. Horrible. Oh no, and I'm also out of red suits. And I'm like, oh no, can I need the cells here. Can I grab it? I can, barely. This fight is so close to just going the wrong way. I think, by the way, why my health was so low in the first place, I think I ate a Cyber Demon rocket. I'm quite sure that's what happened. I think as I was flying around with free cam, you didn't really get to see it, but I think I just ate a stray infighting rocket. But I'm able to push to one of the sides. Get a Mega, get a rat suit. And now I'm able to calm down a bit. Because now I know, okay, the cells are accessible again. Ooh, nice. I take down another one of those vials. Very important. They make the fight so long if you don't kill them early. I also BFG the Cyber Demons. If you're wondering why they are infighting, I mean, why are you killing them? They are infighting. Yes, but, well, I just ate a random rocket. I don't want them to be there. There's basically a limited ammo for the BFG. I don't need the Cyber Demons. I don't care about them. I just want them gone. And when the sub is gone, at least chances of me dying randomly are very, very low. Yeah, the rest of the fight, we just keep going, so... You can see there's still quite a lot of enemies left. There are these falls here. If you don't know what they do, by the way, I guess I haven't explained. But they have an AoE resurrection. They shoot out all these flames, and a lot of enemies around it, they just get resurrected. So that's why if you don't kill them, the fight will take quite a long time. And eventually they will probably die to just infighting. They will die to random tracers. But it's really not too worth going out of your way to kill them. I tried that during practice, and sometimes it actually got me killed. Like, at this point I'm like, no, just go back and forth. They will die eventually. Just keep going. You're not under some kind of time limit. Just keep going. They will die eventually. Just keep going back and forth. Still quite a few enemies left, but you can see from the kill count, we are getting there. And then after this there's one more fight, but it's pretty much trivial. Pretty much. Still, when you're at the end of a run like this, you don't want to call anything trivial. Because, yeah, during these demos you tend to die to things you've never died to, so yeah. You never really know. Okay. Mega in here, another rat suit. Might as well hit that switch and grab all these girlfriends. Whatever you do, after you've hit both switches, don't get close to the exit gate, because then a lot of cyberdruids will teleport in. Obviously, if you're attempting this map, you know all of this already. This is not going to be news to you. We're getting there. I can see the kill count getting close to 4,800. By the way, there's not really a way, as far as I know, to make the HUD and like the kills, items, secrets be the same way as in the DSDA with my name there, but that's okay. It's just going to be for this one video, most likely. Ooh, there I see, yeah, nice. I spot one of those Archies, and I'm able to just BFG them directly. And now I think that is... Oh, no, the kill count is still going down. So we're not there yet. And again, I just feel like, just be patient. Just be patient. There's no rush. Could you be faster? Of course, that's always the case, but anything sub 1 hour, I'm happy with. I think during practice it was around 1 hour, but as I kept doing more attempts, I would get quicker at most of the fights, which makes sense. That's just how it goes. Yeah, strategy-wise, there really isn't that much more to add, except what I said at the start. You go back and forth between those cells, and you try to BFG in such a way that you keep your access to those cells, because when you lose access, that is when things might go south. And it almost happens. Sometimes, like, you have to decide on the fly, oh, can I BFG through and get the cells anyway? Which I did once. I think I pushed a bit through the Hell Knights and the Barons. But other times you have to recognize, no, I have to turn around and go back to the other side and hope that I can just grab those cells instead. And that split second decision making is what can make or break a run. Make or break a run. I really can't speak. Yeah, kill count getting there. There's no more vials. I just take my time. There is a death pit, by the way, in this fight. You normally do not have any risk of falling in, except during the final fight. But the death pit is close to the staircase. Basically, if you fall off to the side. Same for the final bridge. If you fall off, you die. Which is not likely to happen, but the final phase has about 100 cyber demons. I guess slightly less. Okay, here just far. our friends. But I end up just BFGing because they kind of hit the wall and they explode and they die. Very sad. Effing shit. Right. My kill count's looking weird, so I'm like, I think there's one more enemy. Yeah, I hear one. I also go for another red suit. I think I might even grab the Mega. No, I don't. Okay. Yes, there's one more Baron. 5,115 kills is a weird number. I was very sure that it had to be an even number. There we go. There we go. So there are 84, I guess. I can't count right now. In any case, oh no, 78, I guess. No, 86. Yeah, okay. Here I grab the final invuln. And I kill all the 86 Cyber Demons by spamming the Kako friends. They're not called Kakos, they're called Gore friends. Do you need the invuln for this part? No. But I am just scared of random rockets. And I don't feel like I need that second invuln for the final fight itself. So I just use it here. The only thing that can go wrong is you might get hit by a rocket and you get blown off the edge. And if that happens, that is terrible. Now, I'm just kind of chilling as the... sorry, not Kako friends. The Gore friends are doing their thing. Now, at some point they do stop, because where I'm standing, I'm luring the Cyber Demons close to the wall, which means that the Gore friends, they will also die. They die when they touch a wall. So that's why firing them over here on this bridge is ideal. And I notice the kill count isn't really moving anymore. There's a Cyber Demon here. Yeah, I just go in for a few more Gore friends. Gotta be very careful. I can see myself eating 2 rockets here somehow, like get pinballed and die. So it's like, I don't like this, but we fire a few more. You can see them doing their thing. Oop. That's the wrong camera. Yeah. Now in a much better spot. And it looks so funny. It's a very cool weapon. They just demolish the Cybes. And I go back for a few more. And then I wait here and I just look at the kill counts. And I hope for the best. 3 more kills. 2 more kills. 1 more kill. And that is it. That is it. Man. Wow. What an awesome map. So yeah, 53 minutes. I don't know if I can pause during this. Don't know if I can. I think... yeah, I can do pause here, but then it pauses like the entire demo. I think if I do this, I can slow down the demo maybe. But in any case, what an awesome map. I think this is one of the most fun Elite ones to run. What makes a map Elite? It's a combination of... either it's a short map and the fights are crazy difficult, where I don't enjoy them that much. Elite maps that I do enjoy are the ones like this, where the map is very long. There's a lot of relatively hard fights in a row. I think there's like 15, 16 fights or so, maybe a few more. I don't count all of them. But the difficulty is quite consistent throughout this whole map. Actually, one of the harder fights is the very first one. And then, of course, there are a few tough fights near the end. But the penultimate fight and the final fight are actually relatively doable. So I think the penultimate fight, I would say it's like a 4 out of 10 difficulty-wise. It's really not that bad compared to the rest. But it is easy to choke if you're nervous at that point. You just need to kind of hurt the enemies. And then the final fight, I think it's also like a 3 or 4 out of 10. Again, it's very doable, but sometimes your access to the cells get blocked, and then it's when it gets a bit risky. But when I say 3 or 4 out of 10, it still means it's a pretty hard fight, I guess. But I'm just putting it into perspective compared to the other fights in the map. And just how hard a fight could be overall, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I think the elite placement is deserved. At first, I thought it would take me less attempts. It went very well to start, but then I got pretty humbled. In any case, this is definitely the most work I've put into a map so far. This took way longer than Sunder Map 15, which is Jaded. Also, Capybara, Jaded map. So yeah, I think it's deserved. I'm not very afraid of it being demoted, at least. Maybe it could happen, but then a lot of other people would need to run it as well. So, I don't know. It feels fair to me. I guess you could say I'm biased, but I'm trying to be very fair about this. And if I think something's too easy, I would call it out. I think, at least. Yeah, great map. Really love this WADS. Really love this map. Oh, the demo is over. I hope this helped. Whoa, I should just go here to this one. I'm not gonna shout out all the Annihilators and Destroyers, but I might as well go here. But yeah, really enjoyed running this. Did get a bit tiring near the end because it just took a while, and that's just how the grind goes, I guess. But I have the Elite Victor role now on the Doomed Index Discord. Maybe I'll go for some other elites in the future, and I might be less nervous. Maybe. But I do think this is my peak. Legendary maps. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe someday, but I just don't think I enjoy them enough. And it takes fun away. If it's too much of a grind, it gets in the way of my content and my daily videos. And I don't want that to happen. I want to enjoy Doom. I don't want to dread, like, starting the game. Because I'm at, like, attempt 1000 or something. But yeah, very happy with this run. Very proud. I hope you enjoyed this kind of walkthrough. I think I explained my strats as much as possible, but a lot of it kind of speaks for itself when you watch what I'm doing and the movements. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're gonna attempt to do this map and I can help in any way, let me know. Maybe there are strategies that I completely overlooked. I sure hope there isn't really any weird cheese that makes the map very easy, but I think it's very well made, so thank you so much. And also thank you to Ravendesk and General Roastrock for creating such a cool map. See you next time. Bye bye.